Davey, 4-0 Rangers ends our Viaplay Cup venture for another year. What's your final thoughts?
Very familiar. It felt a wee bit like the league game, if I'm honest. I actually felt Rangers played better tonight. We never quite performed as well as we did in that game, and they were stronger in that game. First 15-20 minutes, I think we really struggled to get grips with our shape. They got behind us on a number of occasions, but we defended fairly well. But the first goal is a game changer when you come away to Ibrox, Parkhead, the big clubs. It's really, really difficult. So I think the first goal changes the dynamics of the game at that point, and I think it's a foul on Jamie, I'll be honest. Probably can say a wee bit more on here than what I have been on television, but I think it's a blatant foul on Jamie.
Watch it back at half time, it's a clear push, and I think the vibe of the media room was the same from all aspects.
I'm not going to tell you who I spoke to. I spoke to 3 or 4 Rangers players and a cut. Let's say Rangers players. Spoke to 3 or 4 Rangers players and they were all saying the same thing. Can't believe it, the goal was given. Can't believe that it wasn't a foul. Now I can pretty much guarantee we're not getting that if it's at the other end of the park. But listen, it is what it is, you can take it in the chin. I think it spooked us a wee bit. But fair play to the boys, they showed massive resilience, good character to build themselves back into the game, get their shape, get to grips with Rangers' shape. And I thought at that point, Shamal never really had a lot to do after maybe 20 minutes, something along the lines. So we managed to get in at half time 1-0. Had a wee talk, had a wee tweak in terms of the shape and where we wanted certain players to be at certain times. And I felt, I don't know, what minute was the second goal?
64, I think.
Was it that quick? Yeah. Felt a wee bit longer than that, to be fair. And I felt, well, there you go for 20 minutes, 19, 20 minutes in the second half. I thought we were okay. Thought we were building play. We asked them to go and build, start building for the back, try and get on the ball, and I thought we'd done that. And I thought for that 19, 20 minute spell, I thought we were in the game, we were okay. And then we give a really, really cheap second goal away. And I need to watch what I say here. I know what to highlight, things that are going to get out to other teams. But I thought we gave a really, really cheap second goal away. We gave a really, really cheap third goal away. Fourth goal becomes irrelevant at that point. But at that point, when the third goal goes in, you're kind of trying to get boys off the park. Penner's had a wee knock. Sean Kelly's not played 90 minutes at all this season, I think. He's just back for a major long-term injury. So it was about trying to get boys off the park. We were trying to mix it up tonight, give boys opportunities, but also make sure we're going into Saturday's game with 3 or 4 fresh faces that can take part in that game as well. But disappointed in the manner of goals we've lost. Over the last 2 days, that's 7 goals. 7 goals. If you take in the Rangers game the last time, there's 11 goals. 11 goals in 3 games against Old Firm. I don't think that's good enough. So I need to look at me. I need to look at the players. I need to speak to my staff. But I know we're a wee bit short in terms of numbers. Still waiting on Mick Devlin, who I think is a massive loss for us. Still waiting on Michael Nottingham, Christian Montano. So there's 3 defensive-minded players that we brought in to give us good defensive cover, and we've probably lacked that tonight. We never did a real defensive cover on the park, and we're kind of restricted. Tom Parks has just come back for a long-term injury as well, as was Sean Kelly. So we'll reassess it in the morning. We'll have a wee look at it. We'll watch back the goals, speak to the individuals, speak to the group, and then we'll try and put it behind us and move on to Saturday.
Obviously, it's always difficult coming west. Rangers had a quick look at the possession stats kind of halfway through the first half, some like 82% possession at one point, but we did create a chance ourselves within Stephen Kelly, who kind of flashed one wide of Jack Butland's post.
Edge.
Yep.
Aye.
And then DeLucas just into the second half as well.
Aye, DeLucas has that penalty, but I think the header on wee Stephen, you put your money on wee Stephen to hit target, to be fair to him. Lucas had big Luigi has that header, but I think Dan has one before that. Dan Mackay's a 1v1.
Tries to chop inside.
But again, a wee bit unlucky, good defending, whatever you want to call it. But we did create, but I thought we'd actually built the game quite well at the start of the second half. We managed to get into Big Joe's feet. He was getting 1v1s with Tav. It was working. Wee Penners was getting on the ball. Ayo was shifting it to Penners. That was getting into Big Joe's feet, and we were getting 1v1s with Tav, which we were trying to do. That was the game plan coming into it with Tav and Barisic or Yilmaz, whoever it was going to be. But I think we managed to do that. But listen, 20 minutes of a game, it's definitely not enough. No, not in terms of the way we defended. I would probably say we're on half for the second and third goal.
I think for the second goal as well, it just looked for maybe a minute before or so that the game looked like it was starting to open up a wee bit.
Yeah.
Is that part of the plan? Or do you still want to try and keep it tight?
No,
Tight, but
it's cup football at that point, so the information was this is what we want at half time, and I thought the boys went up until the second goal. We were value for money. I thought we were okay, we were in the game, crowd were getting a wee bit restless, we'd got a couple of turnovers, but we were building play, managed to get into play into the final third. So we were okay, but the cheap goal, the nature of the cheap goals were given away, and it's there for everybody to see. The second and third goal are ridiculous, it's terrible. First goal's a foul, second goal's poor, third goal's poor. I've not even really had a chance to look at the fourth goal, because it became a wee bit irrelevant at that point.
Yep. Good news is, as you said, Sean Kelly back in amongst it, 70 minutes in his legs tonight. Gives us more options until we can get the likes of Nottingham and Montano and everybody else back.
Nah, well, Mick's a big one. Mick's the skipper. Mick, for me, Mick was the main reason for most of our, like, in terms of he's a leader. He knows the game inside out, his game management, his communication, his use of the ball. I think we've really missed him since he came out of the team. I do, honestly, I think we've really missed him. Big Knots, we've not had the opportunity to probably see him properly, but again, he's a good defender, good athlete. He knows the game inside out. We've got Partsy, who's now champing at the bit as well. Sean Kelly got some game time tonight. Hopefully that's not going to. He took a wee knock in his knee. That was kind of a precaution. Same with wee Penners. I thought it would best to get him off the park. He said, he's stuff the fans will know, but wee Penners came off at Ross County with a sore back. He never trained the week before. Going into what game is it after that one? No, the Mirren game, he hurt his back, went into the Ross County game, so he's been struggling with his back. So when you're playing 3 games in 8 days, you're trying to look after some of the players as well. So Penners and Sean were more like kind of tactical subs in terms of getting him off the park, and hopefully they're available for the weekend.
Yeah, do have a wee bit of flexibility. Danny Lloyd come on in a kind of full-back area. I think he did the kind of wing-back role up at Ross County when he came on the last 10 or so as well.
Danny's predominantly played like left wing back. He's probably not a left back, but looking at the bench, I could have put big parts on him, but he's a centre back, so I didn't want to hang him out to dry, so to speak, with a winger and a full back running at him. Yeah. So Danny, I spoke to him, I said, can you play left back? He knows the game inside out. He said, of course I can. Of course I can. He's played on the left side. Hand side, so but he's very good in the ball. Danny, he's got a great left foot, and he's probably the one player in the changing room that's not really had an opportunity. He's had a wee bit here and there, but he's not really had an opportunity. Everybody else within that first team changing room now's had started games of football and have had opportunities to impress, and Danny was the one that hasn't. So I felt killed 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. Got Danny on the park, but managed to get Penners off the park at the same time to try and protect him a wee bit.
Absolutely. And just finally, St Johnstone, Saturday away. How do we prep for that? It's obviously a big game and...
Tomorrow. Nah, listen, we're in. Boys are in a wee bit later. I'm big on trying to get the recovery, so try and get them home, try and get them 8 hours. We'll start a wee bit later. It'll be an afternoon session. Boys have had the ice bath here. Rangers have been good enough to have the baths. So we managed to get the ice baths into the boys, so that starts the recovery process now. We'll be in tomorrow, 12 o'clock, get our lunch, have a wee look at the video around 1:30, quarter to 1, and then we'll be into a recovery session on the park and in the gym, getting the boys ready to go on Friday, ready for the game on Saturday.
Perfect. Thanks.
Cheers.